3 days may be incredibly rough because you might have a super high withdrawal, which is normal to the detox, but then it's like over that hump. You know, so some people, the idea of getting rid of coffee is just traumatic.
What?
Yes.
That's mean.
Some people, it's getting rid of a glass of wine.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a mental game. So if I say, all right, you're going to start tomorrow, I would never do that again.
Yeah.
Let's prep you, and let's get mentally ready. Let's go to the grocery store. Let's get mentally ready some more.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a huge mental game as well.
Right. Do you guys incorporate a... Hey guys, welcome to Season 2, Episode 3 of the Odd Inspiring Athlete Podcast. This week we are talking about everything Detox Plans and if they really do work with Coach Britt Kersenbrock from Lifetime Fitness Lenexa. Before we get started though, you guys know the drill. I gotta go through my housekeeping items real quick. First and foremost is my caveat. You guys know I am not a professional that works in the health and fitness field. I'm an everyday athlete like the rest of you that has a whole lot of passion around health, fitness, and nutrition and helping others along the way. And I, like many of you, have had my own bad habits that I had to break. And it wasn't until I got the help of a very patient professional coach that I was able to change a lot of those bad habits and get into better shape and feel healthier. Number 2 is our goal. Our goal is to speak with industry professionals that work in the health and fitness field as a way of giving back to others. And this is really a way of getting in touch with all kinds of athletes, whether you're a newbie and you're just getting started and you're really overwhelmed by all the information that's available everywhere, or you're a little bit more of a seasoned professional that enjoys hearing what the smart and practical guys have to say. Last, number 3 is, guys, we love hearing from you. Please keep reaching out to us. You guys can reach us many different ways. I'll leave all the information in our show notes, but we have a Google voicemail account. We have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and a Gmail account. So you guys can hit us up if you have any questions for us, as well as you can hit up to coaches or the guests that we speak with. We will put their contact information in the show notes as well. Let's go ahead and get on to the good stuff. Hey guys, it's Audrey with the Odd Inspiring Athlete Podcast. We are recording Season 2, Episode 3 of the podcast. This week we're going to be talking about everything detox plans, do they work, etc., with Coach Britt Kersenbrock.
Yes, hello, perfect.
Before we get started though, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, how you got to where you're at today?
Absolutely. So I am a fitness professional and nutrition coach here at Lifetime in Lenexa, Kansas. I got into personal training about 6 years ago, and it kind of evolved into a bigger, deeper passion on nutrition as well. Been athletic all my life. Small town, that's all we knew. That's all we did. You know, and I just wanted to have a deeper and bigger understanding, and which created a deeper and bigger passion for helping people feel better, look better, have more confidence, etc., etc.
It's going to be our favorite thing to say today, etc.
Multiple etc.'s.
Yes. Okay, so everyone is talking about quick fixes. How do we lose weight? And one of those topics that came up is, hey, do a juice cleanse and you can lose 6% body fat. Or 7-day detox. It works, right? You're going to lose all that body fat that you want, lose weight. Or, hey, how about try this sugar detox? Right?
Yeah.
So you heard us say detox a couple times in there.
Yes.
You said juice cleanse.
Yes.
Do they work? And what do they do?
Right. So my biggest thing when it comes to detoxes is if it's not sustainable, I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion. I'm not going to be able to give you a pill and you're going to be able to lose 5 pounds with that pill by taking that pill and just following my orders for 3 days.
Right.
I preach sustainability. So if someone says do this 7-day detox or a sugar detox, if you cut out things cold turkey, you could have major withdrawal symptoms. You know, you could be, sometimes it's too unbearable and people can't fulfill the whole entire detox, but you know, like you could have headaches, migraines, night sweats, body aches, anxiety, you're super moody. So doing that cold turkey, you have that, but at the same time, if you cut out everything right away, then you automatically feel like you are depriving yourself of something. So then it becomes this mental game.
Psychological.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and also it's kind of inevitable if you cut out X amount of food or X amount of things, such as sugar, or if I told you I want you to eat 500 calories a day for five days.
Oh.
Right? I would never say that. FYI, I would never say that.
She wouldn't.
But at the same time, of course you're going to lose some weight, which might just be on the scale, but who knows, it's probably not going to be body fat, I'm going to be very honest, but it's, once you're done with that 7 days, 5 days, whatever, then you go back right into what you were doing, it's all going to pile right back on, and sometimes even heavier.
Yeah. You're probably losing muscle.
Right.
Yeah.
It's eating away at your muscle, it's eating away at the things that you don't want to
What
eat
you
away
want to
at.
keep.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
And you'll be super hangry too. No one likes a hangry.
Nobody likes hangry.
No. Some people don't think it's real, but it's real.
I'm a personal testimony that hangry is real.
Yeah.
Your blood sugar drops too low and don't even look at me.
My husband didn't, I mean, I have to be careful how I say this because he also listens to this podcast. He used to not understand what hangry was until he started working out, and he's like, I get it. Oh my gosh, I am hangry.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. Okay, so break it down for us. What is considered a detox, and then help paint a picture for us what a healthy detox plan might look like.
So detox and cleanse are in the same realm of words. Okay, so our digestive system, nervous system, and hormonal systems are all designed to work together to achieve the optimal health picture. Okay, if we had a picture, all three of those systems are supposed to be working. So when we overload those systems with toxins, such as bad food, environmental toxins,
overconsumption of alcohol.
Alcohol is a huge one.
Yeah.
Cigarettes, all of that stuff. They don't work as well as they should, and we can get sick. And something as simple as, we could get diabetes or insulin resistance or obesity, or, cancer, neurological issues. There's multiple things that they're trying to link more and more to the exposure and toxins that we're around in our every single day life. So every day we are exposed to toxins coming from the air we breathe, foods we eat, and chemicals we use. Our body is working hard to detoxify that on a daily basis. So to detox your body and to cleanse your body, that gives our vital internal organs a break. They're constantly working to naturally cleanse our body. So the biggest thing with detox and cleanse is I try to preach things that are sustainable, like I said earlier in the conversation. So for instance, like one of my favorite detoxes is the one we have here at Lifetime. You still eat real whole foods. I'm never going to deprive you of fruits and vegetables and protein, because that's what we need. That's what we always need to have energy, to feel better, to mentally feel better as well. So if anybody approaches you about a detox that literally limits your food intake while you're keeping up everything you're doing, such as working out and working and handling kids and relationships or whatever, I don't agree with that, because it's not a sustainable thing to make you overall your best self.
Right. Okay, so you kind of talked a little about what it isn't.
Yes.
What is it? What is a healthy plan? Healthy
plan such as whole foods, fruits, and vegetables. So if I gave you this detox box right here in front of us at Lifetime, if you did it to its full capacity, it's a 4-week thing. You have a pre-week set up to where we get everything ready for your 2 weeks. So the 2 weeks, literally, you cut out all supplements and you still eat whole healthy foods. You have a meal plan. You have protein and veggies and great carbs. Eat as many great carbs, such as vegetables, sweet potatoes, as you can. So you will get fiber and the detox shake mix. But the biggest things you're cutting out are processed foods, sugars, which is literally in everything almost nowadays. Yeah. So all the things that we all know that is bad for us, you cut out.
So processed sugars.
Processed sugars.
Not
yes,
the sugar you
fruits.
get through berries.
Yes. Processed sugars.
Okay.
And then afterwards, after you do a detox, please don't go right into going through Burger King and stuff like that, because I want you to slowly introduce those foods back into your
body's probably not going to feel great if you try to do
Absolutely
that too.
not.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people out there that aren't as in tune with themselves as they probably think they are.
Mm-hmm.
So if you eat a meal, and I think I said this on another episode of the podcast, but if you eat a meal and you literally feel like you could go to sleep and you're stuffed and you're like, oh, I'm so stuffed, that meal was great. That's not a normal reaction to a solid meal.
Mm-hmm.
So you shouldn't feel lethargic, you shouldn't feel yucky, you shouldn't feel low energy.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest thing is listening to your body through that 2 weeks, and the first 2 or 3 days may be incredibly rough because you might have a super high withdrawal, which is normal to the detox, but then it's like over that hump. You know, so some people, the idea of getting rid of coffee is just traumatic.
What?
Yes.
That's mean.
Some people, it's getting rid of a glass of wine.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a mental game. So if I say, all right, you're going to start tomorrow, I would never do that again.
Yeah.
Let's prep you, and let's get mentally ready. Let's go to the grocery store. Let's get mentally ready some more.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a huge mental game as well.
Right. Do you guys incorporate a grocery? I know you guys do grocery store tours here.
Yes, we do.
Do you guys incorporate that as part of the detox, like helping people understand what the don't buy this, buy this?
We very well could. The beautiful thing about the detox here at Lifetime is you have an access of the full site of the resources online. So you have multiple resources about foods and what to buy, and organic and non-organic. But we do actually, if somebody came up to us about nutrition coaching and wanted a grocery store tour, absolutely, more than happy to.
Hey, I'm getting ready to take my first trip.
Love it.
What should this look like?
Love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Simple. I just gave you some.
Yeah.
You're like, thanks, Audrey.
Thank you. Perfect.
Okay, so your liver already, and you mentioned this, your liver already naturally detoxifies your body, right? What kind of client would this be for? Understanding that your body already has the capability to do some detoxification. Who would this fit?
Anybody and everybody.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's no, it's not 1 out of 10 people. It's literally anybody and everything. And some people, again, going back to it, some people aren't as in tune with themselves. So it's like if your body's screaming for a detox, you could literally be feeling exhausted or stressed or overwhelmed. You could have fogginess or migraines or headaches all the time. Skin breakouts, that's another one. Or if you have skin rashes of some sort.
I've heard of that.
Colds, flus, bugs, viruses. It is flu season and stuff now, but at the same time, if you're going all year round and catching something every 2 weeks, let's look into that.
Maybe your immune system's compromised.
Yeah. Uncomfortable digestion, again, if you're bloating or gassy, let's be real.
Belching.
Acid reflux, that type of stuff. Excess body weight. And, too, it goes back to if you are emotional or depressed or have anxiety, that could be a
part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Your body reacts
and people
with
don't
stress.
realize that.
Yeah.
People think it's from stress of the workplace or stress of life, which it very well could be as well. But at the same time, if you ate, and this is what I challenge clients all the time, if you ate a chicken breast and broccoli and a side salad for dinner at 7, let's say 6:30, and then you had some herbal sleepy time tea before you went to bed, you wake up feeling amazing. If you slept well, you wake up feeling amazing. Versus if I go meet my girlfriends for some margaritas and fajitas, I'm going to feel sluggish. I'm not going to want to get out of bed. My stomach's going to hurt the next morning. But that's me being in tune with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that aren't. So I challenge people to be in tune with what you eat and how it makes you feel.
Right. I think that's a good one, actually. So why would someone implement something like this?
If you want to feel better, bottom line. If you rolled your eyes and said to yourself, God, I've tried everything. I'm working out. I'm doing my team classes. I'm working out with my trainer. I'm doing the sauna, everything like that, and you hit a slump. You've hit a slump. You have nothing. You have everything to gain and nothing to lose. So I highly recommend it. And make sure you choose a detox that is healthy and it doesn't say you can't eat food for 5 days.
Yeah.
You know?
You only have to drink liquid for the next
Right.
2 weeks.
Right. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know I won't. I like to eat.
And on top of that, don't do that and still continue your workout regimen either.
Ugh.
You know, that's just not even smart.
Sounds horrible.
Yes.
Okay, so detox plans. So we're gonna do a true false. So we actually have 2 of these for
Oh,
you.
boy.
That's a little special.
Oh boy.
All right. So the way this works is I ask a true or false question.
Uh-huh.
You say whether it's true or false, and then you say why or why not, and then you get to flip it on me at the very end. Yeah.
Love it.
Okay. First one is detox plans can be addicting. Why or why not?
I say yes and no. I say more so yes because if you challenge me to a detox, then me and my competitive nature are going to want to finish it. And then on top of it, when I finish it and I feel fantastic, I'm going to want to do another one eventually because I felt so fantastic. I would say no because if you can do the wrong detox and you feel horrible and you have terrible withdrawal symptoms, you're never going to want to do it again.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh my gosh, my head hurts, I had no energy, I was a little lightheaded in mid-morning. Like, those are symptoms that if you don't understand that your body's eliminating those toxins and that like, you're not going to want to do it again.
That is if they do finish it.
Yes, if they,
So,
because a lot of people don't. You're
Yeah.
right. They, on day 2 or day 3, they're like, oh, this is not, I can't do it.
Can't do it.
I feel terrible.
So I kind of disagree with you on this one in the sense that I think when it kind of gets into the danger zone, I think it can be addictive for some people when they might be doing the wrong
absolutely.
kind of detox, or they're doing a juice cleanse, or like, oh, well, I lost all this weight. And what they don't realize is, and this is going to be the next question, right, is what that weight is that they're losing. Right. So I think it can be dangerous in a sense that, you know, if you're like, hey, I did this 20-day juice cleanse and I lost 20 pounds and, you know, I'm going to do another one.
I completely agree with you.
Right.
And, you know, that's interesting you brought it up. I have a couple clients now that recognize that, which is a huge achievement on my end as a fitness professional because they can recognize that now.
Yeah.
So when they
sign
come
of
to
progress
me,
too on their side.
Absolutely. So when they come to me and roll their eyes because their sister-in-law is about ready to do a 20-day, I'm happy that they're recognizing that because it can be dangerous.
Yeah.
And then when, you know, they say when she's done or when they stop, it's all just going to come piling back on. So it's a good thing to recognize, and I'm glad you hit that nail on the head about the dangerous part because it really can be.
Yeah.
It could be.
Especially if you don't, like you said, you don't pay attention to the signals your body is giving you and maybe why it might be doing that, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're doing a juice cleanse and you're dizzy, you're lightheaded, you're tired, and you're still trying to work out all the time, and you got all this other stuff going on, maybe it's not a good idea, right?
And you know, there's so many things out there.
Yeah.
And people know that there's a magnitude of things out there. But the biggest thing is, you know, before you do something, consult with your doctor or your physician before you do it.
Yeah.
Especially the more drastic terms. That'll put everything at ease, and they might look at you and say, absolutely, that's a great idea, or they might look at you and say, absolutely not, and here's why.
Yeah.
Because everybody is so different. Every detox is different. What works for me is not going to work for you.
Yep. Okay, so our next one, which I told you this kind of leads us to, is true or false? You will lose loads of fat if you do a detox and cleanse properly. Why or why not?
Loads. I like that word. Yes and no. Again, it goes exactly back to what some people, you know, can do the 2-week / 4-week detox here at Lifetime, and it depends on how. It already depends on your body metrics too. If you have 5 pounds to lose and 2% body fat, could you do it? Potentially. I don't know. It all depends on everything else. It is, when you want to lose weight and when you want to lose fat, it really is about everything you put in your mouth. Then it goes to a little bit deeper. It's about the timing of things, or it's about how much you put in your mouth. Like, you know, it literally is, nutrition is the foundation of it. So you could lose loads of fat depending on how much fat you want to lose, and it all depends on each individual's personal goals too. Otherwise, you could lose a ton of inflammation and water retention, which is a huge success as well. Everybody's different. Every detox is different for everybody. Your body's going to, and if you do one detox and you had say you lost 5% body fat in 8 pounds, and then the next detox, you might not lose that again. So don't let that get into your head that you're like, oh my gosh, I did this detox and I lost 5 and 8. Well, next time you might literally lose 6 pounds and 1%.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not every detox is going to work the exact same every time.
I think too, if I understand it correctly, so your digestive tract is basically divided up into 2 sections. There's a upper and there's a lower,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And the upper is it's the longer portion of it, and the lower is basically like your sphincter,
Mm-hmm.
that section of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the way I understand it is almost the intent in a detox too is it basically cleanses a lot of the sludge too that could be in your body, right?
Correct. Yes.
So some of that weight, understand, is probably related to that.
Right.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so are there other risks aside from the ones that we talked about?
Thing is, consult your doctor and understand that withdrawal symptoms are going to happen, and everything from headaches to sweats to anxiety. You're cleansing as much mentally as you are physically as well.
Oh yeah.
So if you're doing it like, I'm mentally strong, I can do this, know the difference between doing that and like, okay, maybe this is too unbearable.
This is really hard. Yeah.
Let's figure something else out.
Yeah. How can we create more success for ourselves if we decide to try it?
Support groups. Goes back to support groups. We have, if you do the detox here at Lifetime, you have a full support group online. We also, in fact, product of the month this month is the detox.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also purchase a package where you get 3 or 4, I can't remember correctly. Philip's probably going to be rolling his eyes when he hears that. A small group nutrition coaching sessions with that.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing too is if you and your household, you and your hubby and kids, it's hard when it's just one in the household. So try and get your hubby on board, wife, girlfriend, partner, whatever it is on board with you. Because if he's sitting there eating popcorn and peanut M&Ms watching a movie.
Oh,
and
nothing
you're like,
more frustrating. Yeah.
So just having that support of your peers around you as well.
I was talking to somebody the other day that was telling me they were doing a alcohol detox in their house. They do it every January.
You know, and that's funny because I didn't know that was a thing until this year. They're like, oh, it's dry January. And I'm like, or dryuary.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't have a clue.
It's a thing, I guess.
And you know, to me in my brain, I'm like, that's really heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm not a drinker.
Yeah. Either am I.
But, and here's why. I don't disagree with it. I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like an alcoholic beverage enough to have a drink just to have a drink. Some people love it, a glass of wine, which is perfect and fine. But at the same time, I had no idea. That's interesting you brought it up. I had no idea that was even a thing.
Yeah. Well, and I think too is like the main reason why I don't is one, I was diagnosed with achalasia like 10 years ago, right? And that one of the things that you're supposed to stay away from is excessive amounts of alcohol, and what it does is it kind of irritates the symptoms. And the second reason is I just don't like how I feel.
Oh man.
Right? Like I'll do a margarita every now and then.
Oh, so sugary for me.
But
yeah.
I don't do it that often. Like it's like it once in a blue moon.
Yeah. And I'm the same way. I don't like how I feel in the inflammation it puts in my body.
Yeah.
And there's times I'll drink something and my chest will turn red, so something in it is reacting.
Yep.
So if you goes back to rashes and skin issues, if that's showing on the outside of your skin, can you imagine what your inside of your body looks like?
Yeah.
That's what I always tell people.
Oh,
Think
that's
about that.
horrible. Well, so the other thing too that I was thinking about is with a detox, you can also find out if your body, like, is there things that maybe your body can't handle?
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Like you had mentioned, maybe you might cut coffee out, right? Or maybe you have some allergy to beans. Interestingly enough, did you know that coffee is a bean?
Right.
A lot of people.
Said that, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
It is, right? I was listening to a health and nutrition podcast a while back. I think it's Chasing Excellence was one of the ones I listened to, and they had interviewed a doctor that talks about how that a lot of times that's how people don't realize that it is a bean, and it was along his methodology. What he talks about in a whole is about the refeed meals or the binge meals where people will binge large meals, and what the proper, like, is that good for you? Is that bad for your body? especially in cases where you might have an allergy to something, right? Like maybe your body can't handle wheat, right? Maybe your body can't handle beans.
Yes.
But then you go on this huge refeed, this one-day meal, or this entire.
Makes so much sense, though.
Yeah, I will link the podcast I listened to it on. It was really interesting. But he did this little 5-10 minute bit where he's like, absolutely feel like if it's something that your body cannot handle, there is no reason. That's like, even if you do it once a month, even if you do it once a week, those are like micro abrasions on. I mean, you're doing little micro damage to it, right? Even if you can't handle alcohol, your body doesn't like alcohol. It kind of treated the same way. Sugar is the same way. But I thought it was kind of interesting because a lot of times you think, well, I cut it out 29 days out of the year, or the month, and that one day I'm gonna eat all the cookies I want. I'm gonna have a cookie train, right?
Right.
It's understanding that one day, like, you're still doing damage to your body in that one day.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So it was kind of cool.
That's super interesting.
I think I sent that one to Philip.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you too.
Yeah, for sure. And keep in mind, detox should be an elimination diet. And listen to your body and when you bring those things back in, and be patient. Take it slow.
Yeah.
It's not going to be an overnight deal. It's not going to be a weekly thing.
Right. So bloating's not normal, right? If you notice that you're getting bloated, or if you're gassy, or you, right? You get a rash.
Yep.
Those aren't things that your food is supposed to do to you.
Yeah, IBS is not normal. Stuff like that we're like, oh man, I got some heartburn. There's a reason why there's heartburn happening. Let's figure it out.
So listen to your body.
Yes.
All right.
The biggest thing.
Now it's your turn. Now that I've thrown you off course a little bit.
Oh. What's the most drastic detox you've tried? And be honest, because I have a feeling there's a good one.
Let me see. Sugar.
How's that?
Cutting sugar down. I originally started by trying to not eat a lot of sugar. And it wasn't realizing that, until later, that there's going to be sugar in some of those natural things you should eat, the plant-based stuff. And it didn't go very well. It lasted about a week.
And what symptoms did you feel?
When I reintroduced a lot of sugar, I was really sluggish. I didn't feel good.
Yeah.
Tired. Psychologically, I was disappointed in myself.
Right.
Right, because I was like, I failed it.
Yep.
Right. So then it was more understanding like the differences in a natural sugar source versus an artificial sugar source.
Right.
I don't care if they say sucralose is a good alternative.
Right.
Your best bet is, and we talked to Brittany Reed about sugar a while back, and your best bet is to keep it to a natural source, right? So berries, fruit is good, and there's some fruit that's higher than others, right? It's just making that smart choice. What I try to do is I try to make sure if I'm eating a fruit that it's high in fiber.
Yes.
Right? And it's got some nutritional value to it, like the berries, right?
Love berries.
I do berries every morning in my oatmeal. I've talked about that before.
Yes.
My fiber bowl. But it's going to make a difference in how you feel, because that, like, a bowl of oatmeal with some brown sugar and some butter in it.
Oh, Lord.
Which doesn't, it sounds good. You're not going to feel as good after eating that as you would if you had a bowl of oatmeal with fresh pear and fresh berries in it.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Okay. So what were you going to, you were looking at your box.
Oh, sure. Well, I was going to try and prove, there is, like, even in the detox shake mix right here.
Yeah.
I was going to say, this one has 5 grams of sugar. That's not, like, a packet of sugar, and there's none of fiber. But just because it says sugar, just know where your sugar's coming from. And that's exactly what I was just thinking about.
Well, good. So I try to keep mine 725 after kind of talking to some of you guys, talking to Brittany, and I'm like, oh. And I can do it most times, but I can tell when I go over. Like, fingers get all puffy and stuff like that. My ring gets tight, and I'm like, God, man.
It hurts. Like, my joints start to hurt.
Yep.
That's my biggest thing, my joints.
Okay, so are there questions that I should have asked that I didn't?
I guess the biggest takeaways, I don't know if there were questions that we missed, but the biggest takeaway is try a detox, try a healthy one. Make sure you drink a great amount of water when you do it as well.
Water is important, period, but definitely make sure you...
Yeah, flush. And, toxins are released through our urine, through our sweat. Our liver is a primary organ that detoxifies it. We all know that. But our lifestyle habits can positively or negatively impact our lives and our ability to detoxify our bodies. So make good food choices. Even if you don't need a kit or a juice or something to detoxify, just literally do what we just talked about. Try and cut your sugar, or try to get rid of processed sugar.
Yeah, processed foods.
Processed foods.
Yeah.
Try it. Yeah.
It does make a big difference, because I can tell you, so for example, I do like a protein shake once a day, but
Yes.
I can tell you, like, if I try to do a protein bar or protein cookie, I don't feel as good as if I would have just eaten like what I ate today for lunch. I was eating it right in front of you, which was that taco bowl, right?
Yeah.
And it was, whole meat, had cauliflower in it and stuff like that. So it makes a big difference that it's a whole food source versus something that's been highly processed.
Yes. And that goes back to people and time. And they're so convenient to grab a protein cookie or a protein bar. But you brought your lunch. You were prepared.
I did. I went back for it because I forgot it.
See, so you just got to set your own expectation with that.
Yeah.
And detoxes too. If I notice if I eat stuff like that I think I'm doing really well, but it makes me crave more crap. So that's another reason why people should detox. If you're eating a ton of sugar, you're going to crave a ton of sugar. It's
an addictive cycle.
It really is. So detox can help nix those cravings. Can help reboot your entire system and metabolism. Let's be real, we got to always reset our metabolism.
So I do have another one for you.
Oh boy.
Do you have any tips for people out there when it comes to the whole food perspective, and if they're trying to eat clean, they're trying to keep it clean and stick to a detox? What's some advice you have for our listeners in helping them be more successful around it, like maybe around food prep, right?
Yes. First thing I always talk about is shopping the outside aisles of the grocery store.
Right.
Think about all those internal aisles or all the processed stuff. Biggest thing, it goes back to me always preaching about, psychologically we think that our meals need to be a 5-course meal. They really don't. So stick with a protein. Whether it be, and start small. Chicken, beef, pork. Start small. Have a lean meat, and then go with a vegetable. Get whatever vegetable you like. Try and switch it up. If you like one week, then switch it up the next week. Half your plate, do a salad. Do vegetables. And if you need to if you're having trouble with portion control, get a smaller plate. Yeah. It's one of my biggest things is the smaller the plate, putting mostly vegetables and a lean protein and a clean complex carb such as a sweet potato. Love sweet potatoes, but fibrous sweet potato. Those fibrous vegetables will keep you full longer. Yep. So, but broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage, all of those things on the side of that protein, you're gonna feel your best, hands down, without the processed crap.
So I do have a piece of advice for people out there too. I know a lot of times what I hear, and there's a young lady I talked to yesterday at the Flex to Fit event that asked me a little bit about my own success story and how I make it work. And I talked to her about the food, because the food part is, I think it's the hard part for everybody.
I would agree.
And I talked to her about food prep and what I do. Like I do plan out what I'm going to make for me and my family every week, and I go out on Fridays after work and I go get the food, because usually that's when the freshest food is out, right? Because they've just restocked. Less people are there. No one wants to really go on a Friday. Right. But I spend that Saturday afternoon and I figure out ahead of time. There's lots of really cool things out there that you can use that can help you. Yes. And some of them are free, right? So Pinterest has a lot of cool ideas. Absolutely, yeah. And you can always substitute certain foods. So if you know that you can't eat beans, guess what? You could take sweet potato, you could chop it up, and you can make chili, cauliflower rice. Yeah. There's a lot of things that you can substitute one thing for another, right? Yes. And you can filter it through Pinterest, like you can say healthy, clean, stuff like that. Yeah. But then on top of that is my Fitness Pal. It's a free app, guys, and it has tools in it to where if you are making something based off of a recipe that... So also, you know, there's tools like it's free tools, which is my Fitness Pal. You can use that, and there's, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but you can actually enter in the ingredients, how much you put into your recipe.
Yes.
So like if you're putting 96 ounces of 97.3 lean ground beef in there,
Right.
you can put that in there. And you can enter those ingredients in by weight and what they are, and it will actually calculate out what the macro count is, what the calories are, how much fiber's in it, how much sugar's in it, how much fat is in it. Yeah, no, it's really great. I use it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's a
and then you
genius
can
thing.
save it. You can save it to your recipes, and then it doesn't have a thing on there where you can say what your serving size is,
Yeah.
because what I do is I will weigh out the stuff before I cook it, and I put it in there, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then I take the cooked weight, and then I divide it up by what my serving size is to figure out 9.6 ounces is a serving for this, and it'll last us all week for 4 people in the family, right?
It's awesome.
And it's probably super ADHD, like attention
Right.
kind of thing. But when I got more accurate about how I was measuring it is when I saw more progress in the
Yes.
right direction. And it helped me understand a little better, like, how it made it easier for me to make sure my family and myself were prepared to eat clean and healthy.
Right.
Right? Versus if you don't have something and you're hungry, what are you going to go do? You're probably going to go buy something.
Go grab some.
Or you're going to go grab some,
Yep.
right? And that works really well for me on that perspective. And then it just, you know, I pre-package it. We just package it by each type. I make 2 big meals for the week. And you grab one of each, you throw it in your lunchbox, and then you grab
You're
your
ready.
protein powder, and you're ready, right?
Yep.
And I think the other thing I had talked to her about too was kind of the hunger perspective is when you get hungry, I break my meals up into smaller, like you said, portions,
Yes.
right? So definitely if you're somebody, I think, who struggles with issues with blood sugar,
Right.
right?
Right.
Or even overeating, is understanding, like, first of all, you got to understand the craving, what it is and why you might have it, but also too is if you space those meals out throughout the day,
Right.
that'll help curb that hunger,
Yes.
and it'll also make you more successful at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. And timing is crucial. Spacing that out is awesome too, because think about when you have a bigger lunch. At
Yeah.
2 o'clock feeling comes around, you're like, holy moly.
I need a
Like,
nap.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, spacing and portion control for sure will help that.
And I think also too, like if you know, and I'm not saying that you can't go out and eat.
Right.
Like every now and then you're gonna.
Treat yourself.
A lot of places have the macronutrient information out on their sites.
Yes.
But also, if you know you're gonna go eat it,
Right.
maybe you can't. Not. It's gonna be hard to tell how much fat and how much sugar's in it. Don't load up on sugar at breakfast.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Right. So
Yes.
there's little tweaks that you can make,
Right.
and there's just things that you kind
Yes.
of learn along the way.
Yes. And you can't out-train your diet. So
Yeah.
don't be like, I'm going to stay in the gym for 3 hours today because we're going for Margs tonight.
It doesn't happen.
Doesn't
It's
happen.
Friday. Yeah. Margs. That's the first time I've heard that one. Okay, so was there anything else you wanted to give our listeners for their toolkit?
I don't think so. The one thing too is here at Lifetime we do have a lot of materials to help with that as well.
Mhm.
They're in our back pocket. All you got to do is ask.
Mhm.
We have a lot of meal ideas and a lot of detox, simple little tips too to help.
Yeah.
So we have all of those. You just got to ask.
And also, hey, is this
Start this
normal?
out.
Is this normal that
Right.
I feel bloated when well, yeah, it probably isn't. You probably should not do it.
No.
I'm sure you guys get all so. Britt she's a nutritionist too.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably get all kinds of weird questions.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's probably one you're not used to.
God, I've heard it a lot.
Yeah.
I think my biggest thing with questions, but it's not so much questions. It's what people. I hate to burst people's bubbles,
Yeah.
especially the ones that they feel like they're doing it right,
Yeah.
but it's still totally wrong.
Right.
So you got to kind of talk. You got to, it's not like you're gonna point your finger at them and be like, absolutely not.
Mhm.
It's not how it is. So you got to have those small victories
Mm-hmm.
That's really great you cooked carrots, but you had 47 on your plate, not 7.
Yeah.
You know, so everything from, you know, and not to get all personal and weird, but if you have like foul smelling gas after you eat something,
Mm-hmm.
that's my favorite. That's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And as personal as you have to get, those tell us a lot about what's going on.
Yeah.
That's why we have the My Zone questionnaire here.
Yeah.
We need to know what's going on internally
Yep.
to help with the external
What's going on,
appearance.
right? Because it's a good sign of maybe your body doesn't like this. Maybe,
right.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and I think too is I think if I could add to what you had to say, and I know this is something you guys preach here at Lifetime, is it's not so much about stopping a habit, but it's replacing a bad habit with a
Right.
good habit.
Yes.
Right.
So with the nutrition coaching, my approach is lifestyle.
Yeah.
We're going to praise every little thing that you do, but at the same time, it's not taking away things to where you're ending up with nothing and you
Mhm.
feel lost and confused more. But exactly what you said, we're going to replace something and try something new
Yeah.
that is hard or food sensitivity. If you're having
Yeah.
food sensitivity to beans,
Yeah.
let's try cauliflower instead.
Yeah.
you
Cauliflower
know?
might be a better alternative.
Right. Let's
Right.
try alternatives before.
But it's also too like it's you guys don't reprimand people. You don't make them feel
No,
bad for
absolutely
choices,
not.
Right? We're all human.
We're all humans. Just gonna say,
Yeah.
I always say that. I'm like, we're all human. I'm human, just like you guys are.
Yeah. Britt was just talking about how she wanted Five Guys.
I
burger.
did.
Yeah.
I did say that, and I have not had it.
No.
But hopefully, I don't go and get it later. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, little things too, like who was that the other day that said they ate a meal and they were still hungry? Well, they just got done chewing their last bite and they were still hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So little things like drink a whole glass of water. Because I guarantee you're not still hungry. You just haven't let your stomach hit your food hit your stomach yet.
Right. There's
You know.
there's a couple hormones that come into play there.
Right. Give yourself some time. Go back to like how fast you eat things.
Slow down.
It goes back to your thoughts when you eat.
Mhm.
You know, if you have negative thoughts, your body's going to store it negatively
Mhm.
versus positively.
No, I've not even heard like try not to multitask while you eat too.
Right.
Like if
Right.
you're gonna eat, just eat.
Right.
Right.
Right. Don't stand up and eat while you're cooking and doing laundry and stuff. Literally sit down. Take a deep breath before you start eating. And
It's a
slowly-
signal to your body.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, so are there any? When should people get help? And then what are some resources you use?
There's no such thing as too late to get help.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have questions anytime, ask any one of us.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't know, we point you in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
We have My Zone questionnaires that will help. Like I said, if we don't know what's going on internally, then we won't be able to help you externally.
Right.
Detox is,
So don't be horrified.
don't be horrified. Trust me, we are here to help. We're not here to judge.
Mm-hmm. Chances are one of these guys have been through what you're going through.
Absolutely. Like I said, we're all human here. And that's the beauty of it. But Detox until the 31st is product of the month. So claim your Detox. You can get it online or in club. Coming up at Lifetime Fitness, though, is the big 60-day coming up.
Whoop whoop.
Kickoff weekend starts February 9th through 11th. The cool thing about this new 60 days, we have major things happening that are brought to the program. So being a nutrition coach, I'm super excited for this because you get an 8-week meal plan and a grocery list and batch cooking that's a lot more nutritionally focused. You also get a complimentary nutrition coaching, personal training, or Pilates session.
Yeah.
Yes. Or you can try out a week of GTX or Alpha. So that is coming up. Set your calendars. It's $79 for everything, including in-club workouts, online resources. The stuff you get for that value is absolutely amazing. So totally worth it.
Hard to get anywhere else. And
Yes.
guys, by the way, it doesn't just have to be a weight loss goal.
No. And I have a few clients that we don't even get set on the scale.
Mm-hmm.
We have, like pull-up goals or how
Yep.
fast we can row goals or measurements. There's multiple ways to help with accomplishments.
I've heard of a few, and I thought they were pretty cool. One was someone needing help with their sugar, right? The other one was self-talk and positivity about their own self-image.
Yes.
And kind of understanding
Yes.
what they are and not, they aren't what they saw themselves as. And I thought that
Don't
was,
beat yourself up.
yeah,
Yep.
and it was like, I can't do that, right? And it was one that they wanted to bring up as, is that something that they could do
with the 60 day, and I was like,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
I answered for you already.
Yeah.
I was like, absolutely. Yes.
Anything and everything, and that's the beauty of it. It's not just about weight loss, and it's not just
Mhm.
about body fat. I love that positive self-talk, or let's focus on self-care Sundays. That's an
Mhm.
actual day on the.
I love it.
I know, it's awesome.
Okay, so what resources do you use? What do you got? What do you use for resources?
Resources. To be honest, a lot of my resources come from my colleagues.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our resources do have a lifetime corporate. We have a ton of resources for you guys when it comes to detoxing, because we are talking about detoxing, nutrition, programming on workouts. Ask us.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Don't be afraid.
Do not be afraid. Ask us. If somebody's at the desk when you're walking up at the fitness desk, just come and bounce some ideas off of us.
Yeah.
And like I said, if no one knows, if we don't know off the top of our head, I'll always shoot you to somebody who.
We'll find somebody.
Yes.
You guys do. All right. Well, Britt, thank you.
Yes.
Oh,
thank
wait.
you.
How do people get a hold of you?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's
good.
important.
That is important. So my email is bkersenbrock@lt.life. Also on the gram, Instagram, I'm at Britt Kersenbrock. That's probably my bigger ones. So, and I'm here at Lifetime Lenexa.
Yep. So don't be afraid to reach out.
Yes.
We will put the information in the show notes too for you guys. So if you want to know how to get a hold of her, you can get a hold of her that way too.
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And until next time.
Until next time.
All right, guys, that's a wrap on episode 3. Would you guys have any good takeaways? I'll tell you one that I had, which I was kind of a skeptic walking into the discussion about doing a detox. I was a complete skeptic, and I was a little surprised by what Britt had to say, but I think that it's interesting to consider the different ways that you can do a detox. And one of those is definitely trying to remove some of those foods from your diet that have a lot of additives to it, or it's been highly processed, and going to more of a whole foods style of diet. But anyways, that was the big one I had. If you guys have any takeaways, please share them with us. You guys know how to reach out to us. And let's see, next week, what do we got going on next week? Next week, we are speaking with Coach Josh Thomas and Stormy White about the benefits of group fitness. Make sure you guys check it out. It's a really fun one. I'm definitely an advocate for it. But anyways, you guys have a great week. Tune in for the next one, and thank you for all the support.